y'all, it's me, Ashley, your Southern Lesbian. How are you doing? It's not London. So I'm staying right now in Albania, here for a friend's birthday, and there's like 15 of us that came in, and he's so lovely. And anyway, here, but look at this view. I had to share this with y'all. I'm like, the lighting on me is crap, but how could I not share that with y'all? I'm gonna get out the way so you can see it. Anyway, it's just stunning up here where we're staying. So anyway, let's talk about lesbians. Now, first of all, before we get into everything, at the time of recording, it's about mid-September, so I don't know at what point this is going to go out in a couple weeks, but the world is crazy. The world is still crazy, and I'm going to tell you something. The world is going to continue to be crazy for a while from everything I'm hearing from the spiritual community and whatnot. So y'all got to ground. Y'all got to hunker down. You've got to protect your energy. We talked about boundaries in dating. I'm telling you right now, apply them to your life. Apply them to your life for the next year. Just keep your boundaries in place. It will make you feel safer with everything that is going on and everything that's going to continue to go on. So be in nature as much as you can. Like, the more we are connected, I mean, this is good connection, right? Like the channels that feed you, the people that feed you online, obviously, you know, that's not a bad thing, but beware of the doom scrolling. I know y'all know that. There is so much that we're flipping through that we're not expecting to see, like violent images that pop up on our feed. And it's the stuff that you can't unsee. It's the stuff that shakes you to your core. And we've become so desensitized to seeing violence. It's just like, oh, of course that's happening today somewhere else in the world, that you have to ground right now. We will get through it, but it's going to take a minute. So do what you can. Protect your peace. Protect your peace. Protect your peace. All right, let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it. I hope you're doing really well wherever you are in your corner of the world. Okay, now, so today we're going to talk about flirting, all right? We all know I'm a lesbian of a certain age, right? I'm over 50. I'm 54 right now. I'm just going to tell you, I don't care. Who cares? Everybody knows, the world knows I'm 54 years old, and here I am still out there in the dating world. And I know there are a lot of y'all that feel me. So growing up in the South, your mama probably didn't teach you the rules about dating a woman. You know, it's like we didn't talk about these things in our household growing up. You learn these things from your friend. And God knows, in the gay community, in the lesbian community, we learn it from our friends, probably in bars, drunk, back in the day. So let's talk about it now as we've gotten older. I don't want you to feel like just because you're over a certain age that it's impossible to get out there again. It's impossible to meet people. You don't know what to do with yourself. You wouldn't know what to do if a beautiful woman shows up in front of you or somebody you're interested in. And flirting doesn't have to be like over the top. It literally is just being authentically you. You know, at this stage of life, it can feel awkward. That's okay. Maybe you haven't practiced in a long time. That's okay. That doesn't mean you should continue to sit on the sidelines if you really want love in your life, right? But on this podcast, we have talked about now, how are we going to do it differently? So when you want to approach somebody, and I do want y'all to approach people, I don't want you to sit against the wall, little wallflower, and wait on Princess Charming to come up to you. If you see somebody and you're interested in talking to her, go talk to her. And it doesn't have to be creepy. Don't think you have to have lines in your head. That's actually kind of a turnoff, I think. Like, I don't want somebody approaching me in a weird way. I want somebody to approach me and come up and say, oh, I noticed you from over there, and I just, there's something about your energy. I just wanted to say hi. Or compliment something about them, you know, but don't make it too aggressive in the beginning. Like, especially if they've got like a nice piece of jewelry, ask them what it means to them. What is the necklace you're wearing? What's on that? You know, I've had people ask me, here, what is that? Well, it's just a little piece I got, you know, at the beach, but I was with family when I got it. It is a compass, or it also looks like a ship's wheel with a compass, and it's got a little fake diamond in the center. And there was just something that kind of drew me to it. It made me feel like I feel very strongly about following my true north, right? And the things that I'm passionate about and trying to protect my boundaries and stay the course. So this, as cheap as it was in this little seaside shop, just spoke to me. But see, there's a story that other people wouldn't know. So approach someone, ask them, you know, this ring that all my jewelry has meaning. Every piece of jewelry I wear has meaning. This one was given to me. It was given to my mom, actually, when she graduated high school. It's a little like 3-leaf green clover. Anyway, it was given to my mom when she graduated high school by my grandparents. And I found it in her room one day and was like, what's this? And she told me the story. And I'm like, well, if you're not wearing it. And she goes, oh yeah, take it, take it. She still had the little box that my grandparents wrote on the jewelry box, congratulations. So now I feel like I have a little family heirloom, and it's good luck, right? It was meant to be given to her for good luck, and now she's passed it down to me. How lovely. This one I got when I first came to London. It's very cheap also, but something about this circle to me means completion. It means full circle. I don't know. That's just what spoke to me when I saw it. And it's, like I said, it's cheapy, but I liked it so much that I went and had it gold plated. So now it's a little elevated, lipstick on a pig, y'all. Anyway, no, but it has meaning to me, and when I look at these things, they remind me like I'm here to complete a version of myself is kind of what I feel like I'm doing here. And I think that dating is a huge part of that. I think that this is my period of life where I'm learning how to get it right. And in that, there's going to be some trips, there's going to be some setbacks, but we keep going forward. We stay to our true north. We carry good luck with us. You know what I mean? So you never know. So if you can find a little piece on somebody like that you're interested in, just ask them about it. Ask them about their tattoo. Ask them, I don't know, there's any number of things, or if they're not wearing anything and they're plain Jane, you might love that. I do. But you can ask them something. You're in a place, let's say you're both in the same place. Hey, what do you like about this place? How did you hear about this? What are you finding that you like about it here? How are you finding it? A lot of people in the UK ask that. How are you finding it? How are you finding Tirana, Albania? So there's 100 ways to strike up a conversation. And I just don't want y'all to be scared, and don't make it, don't overstare her in the eyes. Don't make it about trying to have that sensual, sexual contact and context to your conversation at the beginning. Just don't put any pressure on yourself. Don't have any expectations. All right, so let's say you've approached Princess Charming and she's not interested. Do not take this as a rejection. Don't worry about what's going on with this person, right? Like, you never know. She may have somebody already in her life back home or wherever, if y'all are out in public, she might have somebody that she's interested in or whatever. And maybe she's just not in a place where she's open, her energy's not open to meeting someone. Do not take that personally. It's not about you. So just go, okay, yeah, nice to meet you, blah, 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 whatever. If she just sort of brushes you off, that's all right. It could be, maybe she's had something hard happen in her life. I mean, look at the world right now, y'all. It's a freaking dumpster fire. People are going to have bad days. So just be kind and say, well, it was really lovely talking. I hope I bump into you again. Leave it at that. Go about your merry way. On to the next. You can try to reframe this rejection, if that's what you're going to call it, playfully too. Just please don't let it. I feel like so many women, I'm going to say women, this isn't even about lesbians, but women, if we get rejected or we think we're getting rejected, it's not really even rejection. But we take it so personally. We think it's about our appearance. Like, look at my hair today, y'all. My hair girl, I'm going to kill her. She put way too much blonde up here. So now I'm a little self-conscious, right? But it's like, you can't worry about that stuff, because the people that are going to be drawn to you are going to be drawn to you for more than just this patch of blonde. They're going to be drawn to your energy, to your smile, to the way you have a little confidence and you approach them, because everybody's scared to approach everybody. You know what I mean? And also, your confidence in approaching people is a skill. It's not something I was born with, y'all. I had to learn this. When I was little, my mom used to introduce me and she'd go, speak up. She'd kind of elbow me and go, speak up. You're being rude. And I was like, hey. And she would say, she's shy. She's bashful. I don't know. That was who I was as a kid. And look at me now. You can't shut me up. But it is a skill, and it is something you have to practice. So what I'm saying is, the more you feel that discomfort, the more you step outside of your comfort zone, the more you approach people. Doesn't matter who it is. You can practice on people who aren't, women that you want to approach. You can practice on a guy standing in line at the coffee shop and just say hello and be friendly. It really is just that. It's all about learning how to be friendly and not being afraid to approach people and start a conversation about things. This is how our confidence grows. It's from these little interactions. It's this subtle change, profound impact that we continue to talk about. These little tiny changes that you make in your life grow and grow and grow, right? So your confidence will grow from that, I promise you. So, all right, here's the other thing that I want y'all to hear, a realization that I've had recently. It's like, yes, some of our friends have found the love of their life at age 20 freaking 2. Or high school or whatever. Like, we've all got those couples that we've seen found their partner at a very early age, and they're still with them 30 years later, 20 years later, 10 years later, whatever. And it is hard to look at that sometimes and go, well, why did they get that path? And why is it so hard for me? Like, why? I don't know, y'all. I can't answer that. All I can say is I think it's really important that, well, obviously we're all different, right? We all know that. But I think it's so important for each of us to respect our individual journey. Like, some of us needed to be woken up by going through tough relationships. I certainly did. And I've learned a lot of lessons along the way. Some people came into this life differently. We're all loaded and coded differently when we come into this world. And we all grew up in different households. And it takes however long it takes to learn. Here we are. You're still alive. You can still walk around in the world. Keep going. Your story's not over. And I think, honestly, those relationships with that heartbreak, what it taught me was not to abandon myself. Now, that took me a lot longer to learn than maybe a lot of people. Maybe everybody already knew this at 18. Good for you. I don't know, y'all, but I was, like we've said, I've been that people pleaser girl. And what happens is you end up doing and overdoing and overcompensating to try to keep that person happy. And then you get resentful, and then you start pushing back in ways, and it just becomes a mess, right? So this is what I've learned. Those boundaries up front, like we've talked about, setting them so that you feel comfortable going in from the beginning, so that you take your time learning who this person is, and you're okay with releasing someone who's not a healthy fit. That takes practice, and it takes, for some of us, now that we're here, it's not easy. It is not easy, but you can do it, and I can do it. And I'm getting back out there again, y'all. I'm getting back out there again this weekend. I'm going back to London now. Getting back in there, get back on the horse. Y'all wish me luck. So, this is just the final reminder of flirting doesn't have to be hard, and you don't have to be perfect. And I don't want you to beat yourselves up. If there's no way you can get it wrong. If you're being authentically you, I wish I had known this. I wish I had learned this so much earlier. Because once you start becoming fully yourself and you're able to relax into that, and you start drawing people to you who are okay with that, I'm doing that in my friendships now. I didn't even do it in my friendships for years. I was performing for everyone, being that people pleaser for everyone. It doesn't just affect your dating life. So now that this is where I am, and I'm like, nope, I know what my hard line in the sand is. I know who I am, and I want to show all my weird little quirks and all my little things that make me me, and I want to draw the people to me who want to stay despite that, for that, whatever, that are gonna love me for exactly who I am. Isn't that what we all want? So just remember that, the people that fall away from you when you're being authentically you and approaching her, let her fall away. If she ain't for you, she ain't for you. Let her go. Throw that fish back, Broomhilda. And let those people who see you differently and are drawn to your energy, let those people come in and keep them. That's what I wanted to talk to y'all about this week. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you love being here as much as I love chatting with y'all. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe and share this episode if you know somebody that can use it. I know y'all hear that all the time on every channel, but it really does help those of us who are trying to continue this type of content. Everybody's just a squirrel trying to get a nut right now, y'all, and I'm certainly one of those squirrels. So thank you. Thank you so much for your support. It truly does mean so much. And, if you got this far in the video, drop me a squirrel. Is there a squirrel emoji? I don't know. Anyway, hopefully there is. I just want to see who y'all are. I want to know where you are in the world. Where are you listening from? List it below. Comment below. Where are you in the world? I find it so fascinating that we have this type of community and it's global. It's so freaking cool, right? I love that. This is just your reminder, you're not too old, you're not too late, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Respect your individual journey, and I'm wishing you so so much luck. I want to hear your success stories. I can't wait to hear them. So please, circle back, share if you've had a good experience. I want to know. Sending y'all so much love. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time. Bye, y'all. And get out the way.
Just a reminder, y'all, I'm not a doctor. Everything I share here is for entertainment and encouragement, not medical advice. The views you hear are mine or my guests, not my sponsors. Any similarity to real people is purely coincidence.